Greetings fellow Decorans, I'm coming to you today with another Mafia 3 news update. And it is another article breakdown, and I apologise that this is the case, that we have to do another article breakdown, but news on the Mafia 3 game is pretty flat at the minute. And I think it'd be best, to just try and get all the scraps I can and talk about a few rumours and talk about what hypothetically could happen to Mafia 3. And this is an article by Stephen Farrelly, who we did with the OzGamers interview a few videos ago, and it's for redbull.com this time, not for OzGamers, and it was labelled Mafia 3 GTA 5 Killer. Okay, if you're a Mafia fan, I'm pretty sure that you've heard this, and you're trying to keep in touch with the game and follow the game's news. I'm pretty sure that you would have heard this phrase a lot. Is Mafia 3 going to beat GTA 5? Is Mafia similar to GTA? Well, anyway, I'll give you that analysis after we break down this little article. So, Steve Farrelly actually played a demo at Gamescom. So he says, first off, Mafia and Mafia 2 were narrative-heavy games built around the classics, rag-to-riches story of Mafia foot soldiers. The games dug deep into history and the lore of the Mafia and result in somewhat romanticised version of the life of crime. The games were touted as open world, and while they were in geometry principles stacked against games like GTA, they were more or less heavy narrative and action chapters with lots of open worlds driving in between. It worked. This open world helped sell the eras in which the games were set, but Mafia 3 throws all this out of the window, to a degree, and moves the rose-tinted glasses of the mob life in favour of progress and change, setting its foundations in one of the most tumultuous times in American history, 1968. I agree with Steve Farrelly when he says that Mafia 3 is moving the rose-tinted glasses, that, this life of crime is heavenly and it's great and it has all these great things with, with the montage that we saw in Mafia 2, and it's showing the real impact that it can have on normal people and see the real impact that it can have on people in there. We got a bit of that in Mafia 2 towards the last few chapters of it, but we didn't really get a whole bunch of it, and I'm very happy that we're actually seeing the real impact of that in this game. One thing I disagree with what he's saying is that Mafia 3 is not exactly throwing it all out the window when he's saying that we're removing the open world driving in between. There's obviously going to be that in the game because, this is primarily an open world game. It's got a lot of that in there. I think in the game we're still going to have heavy narrative parts. Nothing confirmed yet, but they said that they're working on the cutscenes, so, I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting that in there. So he knows more than I do because we've played a demo, but I think to say that it's throwing all of what they were doing in the first few games out of the window is wrong, in my opinion, of what we've seen so far from trailers and the little bits of gameplay. Next up it says, it always does away with the player joining the mob at all. Instead, the game is based around the rise to power with a mixed-race orphan named Lincoln Clay. He's a Vietnam War veteran who's returned to the country on the brink of massive change and takes advantage of it, fighting back against an established underworld of criminal status quo. And with his fighting skills, is a character who can believably do this too. Okay, so we know this general feel of the story, the fighting back against the criminal underworld, but he mentions about his fighting skills. They've been touched up on this before in interviews that we've covered on the channel, but now that it's kind of, when you hear one thing one time and then you hear it over and over again, it kind of seems like with the fighting, and it seems like fighting is going to have a major impact on the character and have a major impact to the game, and it's just something I wanted to bring up. The game combines a lot of stealth, interrogation, full-blown action, and includes interiors that are huge. In fact, the cisterns, as they are known, often have multiple points of entry and can be entered as an unknown entity, stealthily or all guns are blazing. Player choice appears to be a major factor in how everything plays out, and not just from a narrative perspective, and how you interact with the world and go on with your business. Okay, I touched on this before in previous videos, but I'd say the fact that the interiors of these worlds are huge and the way that you can get into them all is massive. It sounds a lot to me like how Assassin's Creed Unity went about their assassinations. There were so many different approaches you can go. Like one that's kind of remembers, in my opinion, was the one where you killed someone in Notre Dame. When you can go in through the window, you can get the keys, you can go straight through the front door, and then you can hide in the confession box. There's so many different ways you can go about it. Vehicles are going to play a big part, tying the game closely to its GTA sibling again. You'll be able to collect these and upgrade them as part of the reward system, though none of them are from specific manufacturers. Yeah, we know that cars are an important part of the game. He says that they're inspired from the movie Bullet, and yeah, driving is a big part in Grand Theft Auto as well, but I think it's different in this because you're a completely different type of cars, and really, GTA, the main part of that was the heist, the actual going in, shoot 'em up. I personally think that driving is going to be more important than this because the car chases have been emphasised in the little bit of gameplay snippets that we've seen so far. And then he finishes off with his conclusion. He says it has every potential to challenge GTA 5 for the current gen urban open world crown. And we still have a lot more to see, but we are going to need more evidence before we can definitely make the call. Either way, the fact that both of these games now exist is a testament to just how far the genre has come. Correct that we can't definitely make this call until the games come out, definitely. Do I think that Mafia 3 is going to challenge GTA when it comes to sales? No way in hell. I think GTA will stay the pinnacle of the sales for something in this genre, and I don't think anything is going to be able to come to challenge it for quite some time. Probably until GTA 6 comes out. Mafia, the series, even though I love it and everyone watching this video loves it, it hasn't got the same backing and the same fan base as what the GTA series has, and that's just a fact. And plus, I think the fact that Mafia 3 is having no multiplayer, has been a completely single-player experience, will not make the sales as high as what it would be in GTA, because if they say, they're going to do the GTA style multiplayer where you can go around the world, there's so many different missions you can do heists, and so many different things that they could do. They're not doing that. They want to make it a fully single player experience, which I personally enjoy because that's what the Mafia series has been to me. So I don't think it's going to challenge GTA in that aspect, and I think that GTA is going to keep the crown as, the urban open world game. But I do think that one thing it could challenge it on is its story and its whole single player experience, because GTA was phenomenal as a single player game. It was definitely worth his money like that up front. But I think Mafia could be able to do it. I personally think that Mafia 2 has got a better story than the GTA games, than any of them. So Mafia 3, in my opinion, is able to do that. And I think it may be able to, but like he says, it's nothing that we can do until the games come out, and then we'll judge it from there on out. So it was just an article I wanted to bring up. You can read the full article in the description below. And I apologise for there not being a lot of news, but I'm going to continue producing Mafia 3 content for the time being. I'm going to continue it, and hopefully more news will come soon. I pray for it. Also, like the video, leave a comment below, and also I am going to the EGX convention in the NEC in Birmingham, and I'm very looking forward to it, and there's going to be a lot of content from me on the channel about everything that's going to be going on there. And also, leave a comment if you're going as well. If you want to meet up, that'd be fantastic. And yeah, subscribe for more. And so, subscribe to John and Fellow Decorans. Goodbye.